Today, I'd like to talk about how to make the due diligence during the inspection period as effective as possible. Hi, my name is Gordon Baker with RE/MAX Alliance Group, and I want to discuss the inspection period, which is 10 calendar days, not business days, unless specifically changed in the contract. And this is the buyer's opportunity to do their due diligence through inspections and research about the property and the surrounding area. So what are the tools that a buyer has to do their due diligence? Well, first of all, there are seller disclosures, which include the Seller Property Disclosure Statement, SPDS, even called the SPUDS, and the Insurance Claims History. Arizona law requires that a seller disclose the material and important facts about the property. The Seller Property Disclosure Statement assists with this obligation and should be delivered to the buyer no later than 3 calendar days after contract acceptance. Even if a buyer waives the Seller Property Disclosure Statement or agrees to buy the property as is in the contract, this does not relieve the seller from the legal obligation to disclose the important and material facts about the property and the area. Non-disclosure is the easiest and most likely way for a seller to get in trouble in a transaction. There are some things the seller is not obligated to disclose, such as if the property has been the site of a natural death, suicide, or homicide, or any other crime classified as a felony, or if the property has been owned or occupied by somebody exposed to HIV or diagnosed as having AIDS, or if it is located in the vicinity of a sex offender. The other disclosure that is required by the seller is the home insurance claims history. According to the Arizona Association of Realtors contract, the seller shall provide an insurance claims history for the last 5 years, or as long as the seller has owned the home, if that is less than 5 years. The first thing that usually comes to a buyer's mind is let's get a home inspection. That is correct. Select an experienced home inspector to do a general home inspection and also make sure a termite inspection is included. Depending on what is found in this general inspection, you may want to reach out to a specialist or licensed professional regarding the roof, AC, pool, or even the foundation. That's why it's a really good idea to not wait until the 8th or 9th or last day to do your general home inspection. You need to leave a little bit of time, so if you need to call back a specialist, you have time to do so. Now, items found in these inspections will typically be the things that find their way onto the buyer's inspection notice to be addressed by the seller as repairs. And these inspections are paid for by the buyer unless it is the septic inspection. Another good resource for the buyers is something called the Buyer's Advisory. And this is a document prepared by the Arizona Association of Realtors and the Arizona Department of Real Estate. And it covers the different aspects of the transaction, including the documents that will be used and also important criteria that should be researched and investigated about the property and the surrounding area. And this should be delivered to the buyers no later than the beginning of the inspection period, or preferably before. Now, in the Buyer's Advisory, some of the best advice I believe is where it says to talk to the neighbors. The neighbors have a wealth of information about the schools, the parks, the neighborhood in general, and this will also give you an opportunity to get an insight into your future neighbors. And the best time to do this is probably on a Saturday morning. Now, the Buyer's Advisory storyline is quite boring, but it does have some good information with a variety of resources with internet links that will help a buyer in their due diligence. In summary, the buyer will benefit from reviewing the seller disclosures, which are the Seller Property Disclosure Statement and the Insurance Claims History, and doing their research into the different aspects highlighted in the Buyer's Advisory and doing on-site inspections. And the purpose and the goal of the due diligence during the inspection period is to assist the buyer in deciding if they want to continue with the transaction and how to best complete the buyer's inspection notice, which is due no later than the 10th calendar day after the contract was accepted. If you found this helpful, do me a favor and like the video down below and subscribe to receive future real estate related videos. And if you have any questions, you can contact me directly. Again, I'm Gordon Baker with RE/MAX Alliance Group, 480-326-8571. Thank you. Or if the property has been owned or operated by somebody, not owned or operated, owned or occupied. Another tool to help the buyer is the buyer's advisory. The buyer's advice. Another tool at the beginning of the inspection period or no later than I'm not sure when. Now this should be delivered to the buyer no later than